Hello there everyone, Stormy Strike here, and I'm really excited because the 2017 BreyerFest program has just been released on the Breyer website. A lot of people have been anxiously waiting for this to come out so that we know the prices of all the special runs and their quantities and all that, and just get a little bit more information about BreyerFest this year. I am really excited. I have not looked through the program yet. I was waiting to do this with you guys, so let's just jump right into it because here's the program. If you want to find it, it is on the Breyer website. So here is the program, and this is like not the entire program. They usually don't release the entire program before BreyerFest. Usually you have to wait till like the full paper version at BreyerFest. But this should hopefully still have a lot of information that we've been wanting to find out. I am very excited. So let's go ahead and open up the first page here. Oh, and we already get the special runs on the first page. This is so exciting. Let's zoom in a bit and see what it says. So they have like their little welcome to BreyerFest, all the different guidelines, like how to find the Breyer staff, certain policies, horses have the right of ways, and all that kind of different stuff. And the fact that it is very hot, emergency procedures, and so on. But let's get to the good stuff, because we just want to see the good stuff, which is these special run models. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. But I wish we could zoom in more. We can't actually really zoom in much more for some reason. Oh, no wait, maybe we can zoom in more? Yes, we can. Aha! There we go, that's better. Let's get a really good close look here. So first, Vahana, the one that everyone is wanting, is a quantity of 1,700 and he is $65. I think that's not too bad price-wise for such a gorgeous horse. I think that's pretty good. And the quantity-wise, I think that's quite a lot of him, which is also good. So hopefully there'll be enough of him to go around, because I know a lot of people are going to really want this horse. So that is a good sign, I think. So I think everyone who really wants him will be able to get him. Next is Diwali, and she is a chalky glossy, limited quantity of 750, so she is a smaller run, but I'm assuming she's probably not going to be as popular. Usually the animal models are not usually as popular as the other ones, so that is probably why they made her quantity smaller, and she is going to be only $50, which I think is a good price as well for her, because you get her blanket and her little collar too, so not a bad price at all. Down here is Kali, who I really want as well, and she is also, they've made quite a few of. Not quite as many as Vahana, but they are making a limited quantity of 1,600 for her, and she will be $65 as well. So again, I don't think that's very bad for such a beautiful model. And then Namaste on the side here. She is a limited quantity of 800, and I'm assuming again that they did a lower quantity of her because they're usually not as popular. And she is also 65, probably because of that beautiful, detailed, intricate work and masking they have to do to get all those crazy patterns on her. So again, I think these are not bad prices at all. I am worried for when the day comes that Breyer has to raise their special run prices up more. But so far, it seems like their prices are not being raised up much more than they have been the past few years, which is really nice to see. So I am super excited. I'm really glad that they made quite a lot of these two particularly, just because I know they're probably going to be very popular, and I hope that everybody that really wants to get them will be able to get them, so that is a good thing to see. Alright, let's go ahead onto the second page. The top of the second page here, it just has the table of contents, so we'll zoom out a bit here. So it has a table of contents on here, so everything this program should not be complete though technically. They also have the little trivia roundup where you answer these questions at BreyerFest at the different stations, and then you get a little prize. I have never actually done this before. I've always wanted to do it, but for some reason I just never did. Hopefully next time I go to BreyerFest I can do this little fun activity, because it always seemed like really fun to me, but I've never done it before. Anyway, let's go down. Oh, and they also have used the hashtags BreyerFest 2017 and BF 2017. So they're really starting to get more into the social media aspect of BreyerFest. So down here we got more of the special runs and the store specials. This is very exciting. So this is Saffron here on the left, and he has a limited quantity of 1,600 like Kali. And he is only 55, so that is pretty good. Like I'm happy with these prices of BreyerFest models for sure. So he is only 65. That's a great price. Indu is a limited quantity of also 1,600, and he is $60. So Kali, Saffron, and Indu all have the same amount of them being made. Then down here we have Erling. I really don't know if that's how you pronounce it. His quantity is a little bit lower, and it says he's glossy. Limited quantity of 1,300, and he is $60. So he is just a little bit less than the other ones. So again, maybe they're assuming that he's not going to be quite as popular as the other horses, but he is super cool either way, and again, not a bad price for him at all. And lastly, the Bollywood Surprise. So all the surprise horses have been usually pretty low quantities of them, especially in years like 2014 and before that, I would say. I can't remember their quantities off the top of my head, like the overall quantities. But last year especially, and then now this year, they raised the quantities of the Bollywood Surprise up a lot, so everyone gets a better chance at being able to get one of them. Because before, they would sell out so quickly that it was really hard for some people to get them. So this way, it's a little bit easier. Usually people can get the Bollywood Surprise a lot easier. The surprise horse for each BreyerFest a little bit easier now. And so Bollywood Surprise is again a high quantity this year. I actually really want to look up, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it. Alright, so I'm going to be looking at the BreyerFest 2016 program real quickly here because I want to see what the surprise model quantities were last year, because I don't really remember off the top of my head, and so I'd really like to just dig in here and see what they were last time. So it looks like the runs for some of the models, for like the other special run models, are pretty similar to the ones this year, maybe even a little bit more this time. Alright, Samba Surprise last year, the quantities of it were 3,700. This year at BreyerFest, they are 3,800. And again, at the Bollywood Surprise, the surprise horse is $85 this year. So it's about the same than last year. I'm assuming then it won't be like incredibly hard to get it, and it will be if you really want this the surprise horse, it shouldn't be too difficult. You can also assume that they'll probably do the 4 different variations again, although we don't know what colors. Maybe they'll do a decorator again this year like they did last year. Maybe they'll have a pinto again, and then a solid color, and then who knows. But I'm really excited about the Bollywood Surprise. I will admit, I can't wait to find out what it's going to be. Secretly hoping it's not a mold that I want, though, just because I do not want to spend any more money on models I really need, because I do need some of these other special runs. Anyway, let's go over to the store specials. We can't really zoom in much farther here, but store specials over here on the right. So, this is interesting. They have a little blanket that comes with Dolly and Spanky. They didn't really show that before, but there is actually a little blanket here. It has like a little horse graphic of a horse and then a little doggy riding the horse, and it says Dolly and Spanky. That's really, really cute. And so this is the Rother Horsemanship's Dolly and Spanky. Includes custom blanket, limited quantity of $7.50, and is $40. That is not bad at all, I think, for getting the little horse and the little doggy together with the blanket. I think that's a really good price. And so they are fairly limited to only $7.50. And then we have Elisa Murray's Repeat the Beat. She is the limited quantity of 1,000, and she is $75, which is what the BreyerFest store specials last year were. And they were a little bit more than 1,000 last year, like Diapo DC and Dagdia, but they were the same price of $75. So she is going to be $75 like they were last year. So 1,000 is still a pretty high amount of her. Last year, the store specials did not run out even by Sunday. They still had quite a lot of them. So maybe they won't run out of her right away either, and anyone that really wants to get her will be able to get her as well. Because even though it's sometimes fun having a super limited model from like the store, the Breyer store, or the Breyer special runs, I think it's also kind of important the fact that everyone gets a chance to be able to get any of these models that they really want. At least that's what I felt. I felt that it was better last year when things like the Hollywood, not the Bollywood Surprise, but the Samba Surprise from last year, I thought that was good that a lot of people were able to get it and they weren't having to stress as much about having to have an early special run ticket and all the different things in order to get the surprise horse. So that is, I believe, then all the models for that. But we still have the Bazaar horses that we got to check out as well. So let's go over to the next page. So here we have just some information about Nazaruddin. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'm very sorry. So there's all the little information about him and some pictures of him and such. And then they also have like the autograph times for when you want to go meet the actual horse and get your Breyer horse autographed. And then here they have these single day ticket models. They don't release the quantities of these guys, but they do have all of them down here so you can see them. On the next page, there is the guest performances for the celebration of horses. So they're showing all the different people that are going to be there and for the celebration of horses show. So that is pretty cool. You can get a look at that so you know what you're getting into before the actual show. On the next page here we have the portrait models. So this is going to be all the guest horses that have Breyer horses made after them. So Repeat the Beat's going to be there. Fantasia Del C, and I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but the cute little foal. Dolly and Spanky, of course. Little Ricky Rocker, of course. He's been there like every year. He's always there. Super cute horse if you want to meet him. And then there's Paint Me a Pepto is going to be there. Cobra, PVC, Peace of Mind, and Hiwin. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. I'm very sorry. But Cobra and Peace of Mind are actually two new mid-year release horses. So that's pretty cool that they're going to be there. And then they have all the autograph times for all the different horses down here at the bottom. Alright, on to the next page. They have the Breyer Bazaar models and information now here. So let's see these guys. And by the way, the Breyer Bazaar is the pop-up tent. The pop-up tent is usually located to the right of the big covered arena. When you come into BreyerFest, it's like to the right, like at the corner sort of. Let's get a little closer. There we go. So Marigold on the right here is a limited quantity of 1,000. That's quite a lot, so she is not going to be probably very hard to get. If you want to get her, you might not have to wait like super early in the morning to try and wait for her. I think you could probably get her throughout the day based on that quantity. Lotus might be a little bit harder to get. She is a limited quantity of 750 and she is $18. I'm trying to remember I'm sorry we keep going back to the old BreyerFest one. But I'm just very curious about what the different quantities were. Okay, so the quantities were $750 for this plush last year. Now, when I went last year, the plush did sell out, and I got one of the very last ones. So I will say, or like there weren't very many left when I went. I think there was only a couple left. Like, they were really hard to get. So Lotus will probably sell out again this year. So if you really want her, she is probably one that you are going to have to wait in line for, since she is only $750. So I suggest waiting in line early in the morning for her if you'd really like her. Holly here on the elephant is a limited quantity of 1,000 and it is $45. I don't know if that one will sell out right away or not. Depends how popular it is. But I'm assuming because there's quite a few made, maybe it won't sell out right away in the morning. You might be able to come a little bit later in the morning and still get it, I'm assuming. Down here is Navia. I don't know how you pronounce that. But this is a quantity of 2,000, which means it'll probably be fairly easy to get. And it is only $10. So I think it is really cool that they have these little stablemates that they make quite a bit of and are fairly cheap, so that you can get one of these really cool, little fun, almost more like a souvenir stablemate to me. That's how I felt about my one from last year. It was like really like a souvenir, it felt like. So I think that's really fun. And then they have the crystal horse on the Bobby Joe mold here. This one is only $750 and is $45. And the crystals tend to sell out, I believe. I can't remember if they sold out right away last year, but I know they have in previous years as well. So I'm assuming she's going to be a little bit harder to get because people usually really like the crystal models. Juniper here is the stuffed elephant, and she is only $750, just like Lotus, and she is also $18. So I don't know if she's going to sell out quite as quickly as Lotus probably will, but she probably will be popular, I'm guessing, because she is such an iconic look for the theme of India. Down here they also show the other little t-shirts and fun goodies. There's going to be more items in store, so this is not everything, but they're giving us a little bit of an idea of some of the things going on. there is the BreyerFest tote for $5, and then there's a canvas tote for $18, and that's really pretty. They got the celebration horse on it, and got the Gateway to India, and the pretty like artwork for the India theme. That's really pretty. They have a Gateway to India t-shirt for $22, and then another one of the celebration horse here for $20. They have the Gateway to India notebook for $10, and they also have an insulated bottle for $20. And again, they say there's going to be more items in the store, so we won't actually get to see those items unless you're going to BreyerFest, or maybe they will put the extras up online later or something. Now let's finish going through the program, although I believe that it was all the actual models to look at, but it's fun to still look and see what else is going on here at BreyerFest. So here is more like you can buy, like the vendors and stuff can buy ads for what they do in the BreyerFest program. So this is what seems to be one of those ads. So this is for Great Lakes Congress, and so this is about their model horse show. So that's pretty cool. Next page has just more of the fun things you can do at the celebration park of BreyerFest. So this was held last year, like on the right side of the BreyerFest entrance. A little area where they have the bull riding, the splash dogs, the petting zoo, which I did with my mom, and that was really cute and fun, the little petting zoo. And they also have pony rides and the Just World International show jumping little competition thing that they do. That seems really cute and really fun, and I wish they let adults do it. On the next page, they have more little like things that are going to be going on. They have polo that's going to be going on Saturday only, so that's pretty cool. And they also are going to have Bollywood Dancers apparently at BreyerFest. Last time they had people come around and dance to samba music and such for the theme of Brazil. So it sounds like they're going to have the same kind of thing this time, but with India and Bollywood dancers. So that's pretty neat. And then also here's like an ad for, I guess, some of the food that's going to be there, a food restaurant that's going to be nearby anyway. So that's kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen them have a food ad in the BreyerFest program before, so that must be kind of a new thing they're doing. And then here is the actual like full schedule of events. And this is for just Friday. Just Friday. Look at all this stuff going on. This is why I say you can't do everything at BreyerFest. Like, if you want to do a bunch of different things, keep in mind that you probably will not be able to do everything because there is so much going on. Like, just look at how much is going on. Just at 10 a.m., there's a show going on at the arena. There is an autograph session taking place. There is a workshop taking place. And then there is also the jump-off trials for the little horse jumping competition thing as well. It's like there's so much going on all the time. It is really, really hard to do everything, absolutely everything. You have to really pick and choose what you really want to do the most because there's a lot that happens. And then later on the day, on Friday, they also have like the Celebration of Horses show, the live auction at the Hall of Champions, and then they also have other things that go on, all-day activities such as the covered arena, visitors information center, crafting activities, and they also have the BreyerFest Open Show is all day on Friday. And then also later on in the day is the Clarion Hotel opens up with the Artisan Gallery and the Best Customs Contest preview. And so that was that for Friday? Yes, yeah. I actually realized they didn't do a little section, I don't think, for Thursday. Sometimes they have a little section for the Thursday things because there are things that happen at Thursday night sometimes, like the Artisans Gallery and different things. But here on Saturday, there's a bunch of more stuff. I'm not even going to go through it all because there is obviously a lot going on here. Too much to go through all of it, honestly. There's a lot going on. And same thing with Sunday. Not quite as much on Sunday because they start to take out some of the events and things are a little bit slower, but it's still super fun on Sunday. I think Sunday's a fun day to go and just kind of relax a little bit. If you want a day to just kind of relax more at BreyerFest and not have a million activities going on, Sunday is the day to do it. And oh, here we go. So here's the little things for the Thursday events. I think it's kind of weird they placed them at the end of the like calendars here. I think they should have put those a little bit earlier because I feel like the swap meet and these things are kind of easy to miss if you're new to BreyerFest. It's easy to miss them in the program. But there's the information on those. as well. And I was curious if they put anything. Doesn't look like it. Last year they put a little special thing for the not the BreyerFest YouTube meet, not the YouTube meet, because that's not really an official thing, but they did have a little thing for Honey Heart C coming, and they did not do that this year, which I thought was interesting. I believe Honey Heart C is still going though, as far as I know, but I don't know entirely. But I just thought that was interesting. Alright, the next page is kind of a map. Is this a map, or is this a I guess this is a map. It's kind of hard to read, I think anyway. It's a little weird of a map. But here they have saying to visit the BreyerFest Breyer Collector Club tent, which I actually did enjoy last year too. It's a really neat, just little area to go sit and cool off. And then they have like what's going on at the covered arena and at the visitors center, what you can see there. It is really cool to go in there and check out auction models. They'll also have the diorama contest going on in there, and they have the little gift shop, and it's just a cool little place to go to, especially if you're hot. It's usually air conditioned in there, so that's a good place to check out. I recommend if you're going to BreyerFest. And so here, I guess on the map they show you all the different things. Let's see if we can kind of, oh, I see, it's on 2 pages, that's why I'm having trouble reading it. So let's zoom out a little bit here. There we go. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So there's the ticket, it shows you like the numbers, you know. Okay, so there's the BreyerFest ticket booth, and then the covered arena is way back here. It's quite a big spread out area, so be prepared to walk a bit. The visitors center is over here, or actually that's the museum is over here. The visitors center is right here, and then up here is the covered arena. Over here is the pop-up tent. No, that's the special run line. The pop-up tent is over here at, where is the pop-up tent? Usually it's right here. So, number 7 is the craft and activity area. Okay, that's the same. Where's the pop-up tent? Breyer Bazaar, where is it at? That's weird. They don't seem to have the Breyer Bazaar in here, unless I'm just blind and missing it. But usually it's right about where this, where it says store special line and tents. It's usually by that and by the craft activity area. Alright, and then also on the side here they have just the Aquatech Arena, and they will have buses available for transportation to the arena and stuff. And then they had talking about just more about what's at the different places, like the craft and activity area, Hall of Champions, Celebration Park, and then the actual address of the Kentucky Horse Park. Oh my goodness, and now just more on the events. There's so much going on. So this is again why I say you can't do everything at BreyerFest, because there is so much that happens. And then there is also the 5K, which I wanted to do last year and didn't get to do. They actually have a picture here of it looks like the little medal you get for doing it. They have so much going on here, and I won't go over it all because I don't want this video to be like extremely long, but you kind of get the idea. If you're going and really want to look at everything, then you can go on the Breyer website and look at this. Here is the BreyerFest seminars. Now these are free. These are not the same as the workshops. The BreyerFest seminars are free and anyone can come and do it. You don't have to like reserve it ahead of time or anything like that. You can just come and watch them. I've actually never been to one of these. I've always wanted to, and I just, last year and years before, I just never went around and got the chance to do it because I always ran out of time pretty much. But I suggest checking these out, and if there's one you want to go to, I'd probably want to go to it because they have a lot of different ones. It's really cool. So they even have one on spirit writing free. So this is the executive producer of, let me zoom in, sorry. Zooming in, there we go. The bottom here, spirit writing free, actually. They're going to have Audrey Wellington, the executive producer of Spirit Writing Free, so that's pretty cool. It'd be fun to talk to her. Man, I wish I could go to BreyerFest just to do that. That would be super cool to meet her and talk to her about the show. And then they also have talking about saving Mustangs with Ginger Catherine's and talking about the Marwari horse and doing things like understanding horse colors. Sometimes they have things about like customizing too. Yeah, like here we go. We have a repairing models seminar, all kinds of different things. Lots and lots of different things, and like learning to collect, like different things. If you're new to the hobby, you can learn a lot about different things just by attending one of these seminars. They also have like the full schedule on the other page. Then here's the BreyerFest workshops. These are the ones that you do have to register ahead of time, and they do cost But I think from what I've seen, money-wise, they're really worth it because the cost for it is really just so that you can have all the supplies to do the different workshops. I think it's like $30 or something like that. I think it's really worth that for like what you get, because you get all the supplies you need. Sometimes you actually get like an actual model and like all the tools you need to work on it. So it's pretty cool, I think. So they have all kinds of different ones, like making bridals, painting, customizing, etching, sculpting, all kinds of different things. They sound so fun. I just really want to go to BreyerFest. So let's continue on to the next page, and here we go. There's the bigger page about the Artisans Gallery and the swap meet. So that's good to know that they have another thing about the swap meet. Oh, and they're also going to have cake Thursday night to celebrate Misty of Shigatig's 45th birthday. That sounds super fun. Man, I just really want to go to BreyerFest and get some cake. So if you guys are going to be there on Thursday night, that sounds really fun. I probably would recommend doing that. I've never done any of those kinds of things before, but I bet that'll be really cool and fun. So this is just saying the Clarion Hotel. Clarion Hotel is awesome, and so this is the place where all the different room shopping is at. And so there's the hours for the Artisans Gallery, and then they have a little thing about all the different artists that are going to be there, which is super cool, including Morgan Kilborn, who did the Bobby Joe model, and all kinds of different artists. Very, very cool. Alright, and this page says, they grew up so fast. So, horse capital of the world, this seems like just mostly a little ad just for Kentucky in general to come and visit Kentucky. Oh boy, on this page is the Spirit Riding Free stuff going on. So here, BreyerFest welcomes Audrey Wellington, the executive producer of DreamWorks Animation Television Spirit Riding Free. She grew up in rural Pennsylvania, where she spent the majority of her childhood reading books about horses. At Tufts University, she transformed her love of reading into a passion for writing. Wallington's writing portfolio includes television shows such as Sex and the City, Veronica Mars, Heroes, and Gravity Falls. So that is pretty impressive. She also penned the New York Times best-selling novel Saving Charlie. Her lifelong fascination with horses and horse fiction found a perfect fit when she signed up to adapt the Academy Award-nominated movie Spirit Stallion the Cimarron into a television series. And so this is telling you where she's going to be. So she's going to be at the Collector Club tent, and then like a signing, all kinds of different things. So that's pretty cool. You get a lot of chances, it seems, on Friday and Saturday to be able to see her. Oh, and then check this out. They did mention the YouTube meetup. So she is going to be, because 3 o'clock to 4 is generally when the YouTube meet is. And so 3 to 4 on Saturday, she is going to be autograph signing in the quad during the YouTube meetup. So that's cool that Breyer does acknowledge the YouTube meet. They've been doing that, which I think is really cool that they actually acknowledge the YouTube meet now. They can't like officially say it because not really a sponsor of YouTube and stuff, but the fact that they're at least mentioning it is really, really cool. And then so she has the Collector Club tent meet and greet Q&A, signed Spirit posters or products, introduce the Spirit music video and welcomes guests, seminar and then her seminar of the making of Spirit Riding Free, and signed Spirit posters or products. Wow, I really wish I was going to BreyerFest, because that sounds so exciting. Oh my gosh, I would love to meet her. Now I don't even know what to say. Hopefully she comes back again next year maybe, because I am dying to meet her now. I didn't realize she was coming to BreyerFest too. Here is an ad for Walkabout Farm. They usually have an ad in the BreyerFest programs every year, and they're going to be at the covered arena with their booths selling products. And then here is the BreyerFest beneficiaries list. And so they've raised over $1 million over their years at BreyerFest, which is pretty awesome. We're getting to the end here now. Here is the live and silent auctions. And so here is just tells you when the BreyerFest Benefit Live auction is, and about the about the silent auction that ends on Sunday, I believe. Yes, Sunday it ends at noon. And so there's the silent auction, and they have some of the different horses that are going to be in the silent auction, and they also have the list of all the different things that'll be in the silent auction. And then the BreyerFest Benefit raffles, they have the information about that. So there is the Saturday raffle model Rana, and the Sunday raffle Ranagoli, however you pronounce it. I'm not gonna try and pronounce names. Oh my goodness, we're very close to the end now. So this is for, man, I can never remember how to pronounce this company's name, but I've seen them before at shows and stuff. But this is Sienta LLC model horses. So these are resin horses that are actually fairly affordable. They seem like a good place to start if you want to get into resin horses but don't really know where to start. Little ad about that, and it sounds like they will be at BreyerFest. So here is the Covered Arena Marketplace information. So all the different booths are going to be listed here for all the different artists and companies and whatever that are just going to be selling at the Covered Arena. Unfortunately, they make this like really, really small, and it's really hard to read. I don't know how you can even read it on the program. It's so hard to read these little tiny numbers here. I feel like they need to fix this somehow and make it a little easier to read the numbers on here. But there's the Breyer booth. It's going to be here. They have a little rest area between the bathrooms over on this side. And then the Breyer store is all here in the back. Right there, that's the Breyer store. And then the celebration model handout is right over there. So this is like the inside of the Covered Arena. What to expect. So these are all the vendors. So there'll be like horses and all kinds of stuff being sold on all of these little booths there. And then here is just the little thing that tells you all the different things that'll be there. The Cloud Foundation's going to be there. So they also have like things like with the different horsemanship. This is going to be outside though. The Rother horsemanship is the one that has Dolly and Spanky. And then they also have things like KYB Dressage. Is Maggie Bennett going to be there? Yes, Maggie Bennett. There she is. Maggie Bennett Sculpture is going to be there. Her and, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on names, I'm so sorry. But her and another artist are usually there together in her booth. Totally worth checking her out. She is so awesome. I love Maggie Bennett. And then they also have all kinds of stuff going on. All kinds of different things. They also have the Humane Society that comes as well. They usually have like little posters and stuff, and you can donate to them there. Then Guy McLeod's gonna be there. Firelight Arabians, just all kinds of stuff. Totally recommend checking everything out. And then now we're on to the last page. The last page here is just talking about the 4th annual celebration of horses. So it has the little pictures of it from the previous years and just talking a little bit about it. And then they also have the Bollywood Bash costume contest down here on Saturday at 6 p.m. And so these are pictures from the costume contest from last year. You can see the people dressed up in their carnival attire. And then they have just a little thing more here about the Celebration of Horses show, you know, and the tickets and such, and when it opens. Alrighty, so that is it. And that's cool too. It looks like they have a DJ, Bollywood Dancers, henna artists, entertainers, and photo opportunities, and much, much more at the Aquatech Arena, I guess, before the show even starts. So that is really cool. So that is it, guys. That is the full and entire BreyerFest program. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to look through the program yourself, it is on the Breyer website. And so that is that. I'm really sad I'm not going to BreyerFest now. I didn't realize some of the cool stuff that was actually going to be there and stuff too. But for those of you that are going to BreyerFest, hopefully looking through the BreyerFest program will get you even more excited about going. So that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a super duper awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!